All right, back rolling. Right, Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites. We coming here every week. On this highway, on the highways and hedges to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. But first and foremost, before we go on, we would like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor unto the apostles, the elders of great millstone that grew well, and the thought is truth among many other things. And salutation to all the sincere Achim out there that are, fellow laborers, being out on the highways and hedges, on the streets, in the chief places of concourse, the places where the people go to and fro, to proclaim the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahushai, whom the world in ignorance call God and Jesus Christ. And to all y'all that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, all your brothers and sisters, the Akim and Akwat, Shalom. We're back out here again. Last week, the audio was not really that clear because we had a lot of wind, but the scriptures say, in season, out of season, so it doesn't matter what type of weather it is, of course, if there's like a big blizzard and you can't go outside, that's one thing, but hey, if we can't go outside, we going, man. And the Spirit tells us, hey, y'all can go, it doesn't matter, if we need to do this work, man, So,
precept for you.
Huh?
It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
Yeah, man, so, you read it again?
It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and 2. Preach the word, be instant, in season.
Yeah, man, so preach the word, This word needs to be prophesied, so this word needs to be spread. And what are we doing on the highways and hedges? We're prophesying, man. Prophets prophesy. Pro goes in before, and Phasai goes into, to say. So pro, you say before. That's what a prophecy is about. It consists of things that are written down, given through the Spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to His men, holy men, set apart, to write them down, like the prophecy of the MOTB, the C-hip, the mark of the beast, which is now the thing that we are waiting for, man. And World War III, because we already had 2 world wars. You get the Revelation 11:14, So now you see there's a lot of things. There's wars, rumors of wars. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. And a lot of people are in the house of mirth, in the house of feasting, laughing their asses off, LOLing, and all types of nonsense, being in rabbit holes on Instagram and all that, and digging their head in the sand, as they have fun, not knowing what's going on in the world. And if they hear a little thing, it's like the BS outweighs the actual facts that they are being confronted with from the outside world, just outside of social media. So the nonsense outweighs the facts, and by that they be like, it's not that big of a deal because they ain't watching. Can you read that? Okay. And hold that.
This is Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
You see, so the second woe is past, behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Can you get Matthew 24 and 6? So, one woe, woe stands for basically sorrow, lamentation, man, destruction. That's what it is about. And the first woe is like the First World War. The second woe, which is not that long ago, was the Germans. You had the war. The Second World War was like 1942, like 45, 46, about around that time. You had the Netherlands that had a big hand in it, man. Because you need to think about this. These people create a narrative that, they call the Germans Duitsers, because you have the Netherlands, that's where we are here, and you have Germany, which is our neighbor, so to say, and you have Belgium, and up you have the UK, and Denmark and all that, so all way up there. But if you go to basically from here to the east, you go to Germany, and in Germany, this so-called royal family fled to England, and then the queen's mother, what was it, mother or yeah, her mother, was on the radio saying to her people, "Oh, be brave," while she took her ass out of the war.
Before the war.
Yeah,
Even before it started.
You see,
Before
so
it
that's
started.
that's even worse. I thought it was during the war, man.
Before the war, they already
We're setting up
already
shop in
put her
England.
England.
Yeah,
in
man.
English, yeah.
If you can look it up, Wilhelmina of
Yeah,
Juliana, and then Engeland.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was, we need to check it out. But the point is, she fled her own people. And that's the opposite of the spirit that, our leaders had. Like Moses, he said he would rather suffer with his own people than to be in the house of the king, basically, in the house of Pharaoh. Because that's an honorable spirit. That's a man of integrity. And that's how you see that the people that are ruling right now, they don't care about you. They don't care, man. Can you kan je snel dingen opzoeken? Proverbs 29. And then verse 7. Because the scriptures talk about these people that they don't care about their own, man.
So it says Wilhelmina.
You can translate.
Yeah, let me see. I thought this is the point. So that Wilhelmina, she took a daughter, the crown princess Juliana, and a family to England in 12 May of 1940.
Yeah. So if you can look up the start of the Second World War, if you can go to the Wikipedia and the start of World War II.
Yeah,
It could be 40 or a little bit before that, 30. So read the Proverbs.
This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 7. Verse 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. The righteous considered the cause of the poor, but the wicked regarded not to know it.
Yeah, man. So the righteous considered the cause of the poor, but the wicked regarded not to know it. They don't care. That's why this world is wailing now, man. Even that guy Tedros something of the World Health Organization, of the WHO, was complaining about that it's all about the Ukraine because their people are white and my people are black. Because there's a lot of trouble in Eritrea and in the countries where his people are living in, and the World Health Organization, doesn't care. I thought that was an organization, that consists of people that are philanthropists, people that give money to the people, that help people set up, people that can aid people in need. And that's how you see that they are for their own people. They don't care. They don't care about Jake, and most definitely not about any people of color. But especially not Jake, because we are the ones that are coming up and going to take over. So of course they're going to be against us, because that goes all the way back to their forefather Esau. And Esau is Edom. Esau is the so-called white man, the forefather of the so-called white man, and his spirit goes all the way back to Cain, and really to the serpent in the garden. So can you read verse 2?
Verse 8.
Verse 2?
Oh, verse 2. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear it rule, the people mourn.
So read it again.
Kan. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yeah, so when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. They're happy. Why? Because a righteous man conducts himself according to what? Righteousness. And in this case, it would be the scriptures because that is the basically uh, the backbone, so to say, of righteousness, the guide of how to be righteous, how to become a righteous man, and how to stay righteous to the best of your ability, of course, because we in this flesh. But this is the scriptures are for our guidance, man. Can you get that in Second Timothy 3 verse 16? But so read on. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
people, everyone, yeah, read it.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in
You
righteousness.
see, so can you read it again?
Go on.
That's spot on, man.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh.
So all scripture is given by inspiration of the Heavenly Father Yahweh. No, it's man, some man did it. No, it's by inspiration of the Lord. Yeah, the Most High, how does he speak? Through his men. So how does the word come, how's the word being put in on paper? Through his men. And back in the days when the Most High, you know, when he gave Moses the commandments, it was with the finger of the Lord, which goes into the chariot and the laser. You know, he edged. When Moses came down, he saw all the wickedness that our people were doing, and he smashed it. But that's another thing. But if you go to, can you get 2 Peter? Oh yeah, you can get it after the 2 Peter 1 and oh no, you select it. Goes fast. 2 Peter 1 verse 19. So read again from the top.
God. This book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Yeah, man. So if you go off, you're being corrected by what? By the scriptures, man. The scriptures are there to show you what to do and what not to do, man. So you read about it, you feel that you're being cut, as we say, because the scriptures is a double-edged sword. So you read about things that you've been doing, and you're like, damn, that's just, you feel shame. You're like, damn, I should have, what was I doing? What am I doing? I need to stop, and then you need to pray to Yahweh Basham Yahushai to give you the strength to, basically what the Lord said, go and sin no more. To the best of your ability, serving the Heavenly Father, man. So here, by the word, you're being instructed in righteousness. And what Esau does, he has his own will, and he goes against the Lord. Can you get that in 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 4? Read.
This is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed.
Yeah, man. So this is this the word of the Heavenly Father is 100%, man. And you will do well, wisely, if you take heed, if you pay attention to what is being said by the prophets, man. Because it's all for your betterment and for the nation of Yasharahla to come back into the Lord in their right mind. Because now they're bugging out, man. We were bugging out until the Lord put the Spirit upon us to be like, hey, cleanse yourself, man. Come back. Then you go on YouTube, you start to dig into these conspiracy so-called theories. It's 100% on point, man. The music industry being demonic, that's 100%. These people, eating feces, children, and all that, that's 100%, man. And now, these celebrities, this is the new trend, that these celebrities are being exposed, man. And basically, it's like what Esau's doing to his own people, their own tongue is falling upon them. So basically, the insiders come out and snitch out their former, colleagues or their former, basically employees or whatever. Or it's lucky the same thing. But these musicians are snitching on each other. These actors are snitching on each other. But if you take a look at what Esau's doing, like on a global scale, like Julian Assange, that other what was that other guy's name? Snowden, and you had that trans so-called that dude that was in the army. This it was treachery and this, that, and the third, happening because people are spilling the beans on what's happening, in the United States, in certain, I say that, circles that are only, I say that, basically you can only enter into those circles if you have a certain connection. And now these people that are breaking off of that are spreading this, are leaking the secrets, man. But it's all by the will of the Lord, because that is how, because people are not happy with how Esau is putting down basically the status quo. This is the rule. These are the rules, and you shut the hell up. And this is what you're doing. You play your part, I play mine. And people say like, "Hey, you're destroying my world too, and for my children." So now the spirit is on them to leak information because they're not happy. Because I bring this out a lot of times. Remember when they got basically confronted with the shorter end of the stick, when they were in trouble, their white picket fence got shit stains on it because all of the BS that they were doing while they were safe. And while their families were thriving and happy and eating and doing all those things, there was no problem. When we've been in trouble. We've been in trouble from the jump. Since we set foot on that soil, man. Being slaves. Being butchered by these Spaniards, like the Native Americans were butchered. Putting our fellow, brethren, against each other. But that's also the curses in Deuteronomy 28 and 54. The buffalo soldiers against Gad, against all the native tribes, But the butchering is global, man. The butchering was global. And if you take a look at World War II with the Ish people, with the Israelis and this, that, and the third, Zyklon B was not even a gas. You had their own people going on these shows and saying like it's not true. Schindler's List got exposed for a lot of BS. People that get these tattoos and it's not even on point. That these tattoos that you had in Bergen-Belsen and all these camps and all that. They don't show you what Jake did. And even with the resistance, with the war, because there was warfare, but even with the resistance, you have a Jake here, Anthony de Kom, which is from Suriname, which is a Hebrew Israelite, of the southern tribes. He is so-called honored here. But if you take a look at the statue, you see a slave, man. This part is stuck in a big ass, like square of concrete, and a piece of his upper body is exposed. But if you take a look at him, if you Google him, Anthony, for the ones that speak English, the Com, then you see that he was always fly, man. Fly, good, dressed well. And Jake back in the days dressed always on point, man. But Esau portrays us as, the tail according to the scriptures. But back to the thing, this warfare, now you see people talking about, the government is doing this, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, is doing such and such. We need to come together. We. Who's we? Why wasn't there a we when we, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, were dealing with slavery, dealing with the time of segregation, dealing with that these people of the army were beating our people up and making postcards off of it, lynching our people, making postcards, taking their children out, and to enjoy the lynching of our people. Where was the we in that time? And that's why I'm saying the snitching, the whistleblowers, their own tongue falling upon themselves, is because they are now witnessing trouble. They are now witnessing that their world is going down as well. They are no longer protected. The privileges are out the door. So, yeah.
Let me start from the beginning again. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts.
Yeah, man, spirit of Yahushua, man. So that arises in your hearts, in your mind, because that springs up. Because the Lord left us the spirit of truth, man. He left us the comforter. And that is one of the greatest gifts ever, if not the greatest. Because now you're able to discern what's going on and what's not. Because if you don't know that, you're bugging out. You're just in La La Land, man.
This is Luke chapter 1 verse 69. And had raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his. Yeah, I thought it was 68 to start with 68.
Mm-hmm.
This is Luke chapter 1 verse 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he had visited and redeemed his people.
Yeah, man, so he had visited and redeemed his people. If you redeem something, it's like you go to the pawn store to put something there, and later you come to pick it back up. So that means it was already yours. And that's what the Lord is doing now, what the Lord did through Yahushua, man. The Heavenly Father had mercy through his Son. Yahweh had mercy upon his people through his Son, Yahushua. And by his Son, Yahushua, when the world in ignorance goes to Jesus Christ, now we have a way back to the Father. Now we are reconciled. So the Lord came and went on the cross for his people, the Israelites. Again, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. We are the Israelites. You're not an African. Africa is named after Leo Scipio Africanus, man. And you have different countries in the continent of Africa. And the continent of Africa was not named Africa, it was the land of Ham, where the Hamitic people lived. And we went there around 69, 70 AD to flee from Roman persecution, which is documented in, if you take a look at Luke 21, then you can read about that, man. And it's also if you go to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, then you also see that, the markets were full of Jews, the slaves that were from our people, and not from these damn Amalekites, because these Israelis that are in the land right now, they are the chief tribe of Esau, Amalek. And they are the small hat people. The people who terrorize, they are the true terrorists, man. They are terrorizing the world, man. World War I, World War II, who did that? Did we do that? Ask yourself that. Who, which, or what people are behind these wars? World War I, II, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Vietnam. Take a look at the history of America, North America, the Caribbean, South America. Take a look at the onslaught that the people, the Native Americans and the so-called Negroes went through. Take a look at even in freaking Europe, man. Leopold II, King of Belgium, what he did in the Congo. There are people there, collecting these rubber plants. And over there, if I'm correct, in Congo, you also have coltan, which it's something that your phone, basically your laptop, your telephone, you know, needs to function properly. Without it, it can't function.
It's only found there.
So 15 million people, our people, were put to death there, and not just like executed, but tortured, like their hands chopped off. And isn't it funny? Isn't it a coincidence that the Native Americans, when the Spaniards came there, that they did the same type of horrific deeds, that you can read about the same type of horrific deeds, that they were pushed in their house, the house was set on fire, they were cutting people's limbs off till it was like only put a hold together with a small thread of flesh, letting dogs feast upon them. Didn't they do that also during slavery? So it's the same type of, isn't that what Esau uses when he checks out the serial killer?
Hey, it's the same pattern. It's suspicious. I think we have the perpetrator, or
He's the criminal, man. Criminal, crimson, crimson goes into red. He's the ultimate criminal, man. Same type of slaughter since he was in power. So funny that that is still going on. Funny, huh? But we only speak, oh, there are 6 million ish people. What about the Jakes and the 6 million? People are talking about, look, man, you were not even with 6 million in Europe. So what you talking about? And why do you have all the gold, if you go to Antwerp, these people have all the stores, man. And you don't even have to be in the store itself. If you go to these, basically, if you go to these hotels here, the Hilton is here, Hampton, whatever, all these big companies, whose name is on the lease? And I'm not saying like, I don't mean the man that is renting, but the man that is owning. Whose name is that? And they get mad. It's anti-Semitic. When people talk about, hey, y'all guys own basically everything. You know why they get mad? Because that brings some attention to them, and that shows the world that, hey, this ain't right. If they read the Bible talks about the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, not the Hebrew Edomites, which they are. The Hebrew Israelites should be on the bottom. Blessed by the Most High. Of course we get enough. But as a people, we are the tail. And that means, the tail is near the behind, where the shit drops. Aren't we shit all the time? Aren't they the ones that are eating well? They are the head. They eating. We deal with the shit. And that's another thing. They call us Juka in Suriname, which means you're the Jews' shit. Talking about tails and shit, and where the tail is connected at. But
Verse 69. And had raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
In the house of his servant David. So it's a bloodline. Okay?
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Yeah, and you see that it's the Lord came to the seed of David. King David was what? A man. So his bloodline is of what? Of Judah. Can you get Hebrews 7 and 14? So you see that it's about bloodline, man. It's not about an imaginary seed or spiritual thing. Do you have spiritual children? Like when you bust a nut, do you get spiritual children? Yeah, we have spiritual fathers in the scriptures, but this is talking about in the house of David, in the house of your fathers, as the scriptures say. That means the seed it goes into the seed because the father declares the pedigree, the race, because he has the seed. If you are an orange tree and you plant your seed somewhere in the soil in the Netherlands and in China and in Afghanistan and in America, it will all spring forth into what? More oranges, man. The tree shall be known by its fruits. It would be weird if a tree was an apple tree and it came and then you have peaches or whatever growing. When you plant the seed and peaches come out, you'd be like, hey, what the hell's going on? Something ain't right. Why would you be mad at a female when you plant your seed in her and you be like, hey, something is off? Because that ain't your fruit. Then you Jerry, or they, well, the text say, I'm sorry, you're not the father, or Maury, that's not your fruit. But yet, people claim that no, the mother declares this, that, and the third. It doesn't add up. People are stupid, man. And they want to stick their stupidity upon us. They want us to be spiritually dead, man. Like these females that live in pleasure. So, what did you, hold the fast and read on? Yeah.
Verse 71, that we should be safe from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
DC, can you read that last part again?
Kan. That we should be safe
No, slag je the whole on the top.
from the top.
Yeah.
71 or 70.
Yeah, you can start at the 70.
Kan. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets,
So as he spake by who?
by the mouth of his holy prophets,
That's how the Most High communicates. Yeah, who you think you are? Blah blah blah. Well, the scriptures say the Most High, he lets his prophets rise up early. It's not like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, let's get up. No, it means before SHIT is the fam, before the trouble is knocking at your door, or basically kicking down your door, because that's what's going to happen. Esau will be like a madman, sparing none, going after the seed of the woman. After Israel, like the book of Revelation speaks about, in the book of 2nd Ezra 16 speaks about, like madmen. And you already see him now in the army. It's totally berserk. I even remember here, you had like the military police being, Esau had his C-19, and people were protesting, but they had Romeos, undercover, overseers, officers, overseer. Had, in the crowd, starting fights, and then they just went through the line of police into white vans, and then just drove off, and the whole, the whole thing escalated. I'm working on not, speaking in Swahili and in French, without so that's why I'm like trying to tone it down. So the whole thing hit the fan. So Esau had his military police out there and his undercover police. And the military police, he had pictures of, I remember a picture of one guy, they had his jeans on and, his beanie on, and he had a look on his face like he was just fresh from, his nose was just fresh from the table, man. He swiped the table, and he was like that holding that big ass rifle. Yeah, man. In the news. So those people already, they just take their dope, or they are on steroids, or all types of vitamins that they take because they trust in the system. So when they, just like with soccer players, there's many testimonies of players that just, they have a clock doctor. So everything that guy dishes out, and you have your dietary, basically your coach, your diet coach, and all that. And he says that, yeah, take this, and that, and the third, and you will stay in a certain, on a certain body fat percentage, and you stay. If you do this, that, and the third, you will stay fit. Blah blah blah. They do tests and all that. They give you supplements that you don't know about, or that are not yet banned on the or not yet put on the doping list. And if Esau gets a wind of it, then they just you know alter a few scientific molecules or whatever they do, and then they call it something else. Now it's ABC 33. Now it's ABC 33.7 or 333. Let me put it 6. And now it's allowed again because it's not yet on the doping list. So the whole thing starts again. Oh, I didn't know. Or if they get caught, I was taking my wife's diet pills, and all of a sudden, yeah, because they already built in the excuse. If they get caught, the club is already like, hey, if you get caught, this and that is what's going on, or the ones that is selling them that shit. Because you had many people that say, even on the football talk show, one of the hosts said, like, yeah, back in the days, we just get these pills and our pupils were like, so you think that they didn't do that last week? If you watch the soccer games in England, that's like, you get a heart attack for watching that shit, man. Oh, Swahili came out. But people use doping, man, so that people will see a certain level that is mind-blowing, and then they will be hooked and idolizing these people. And of course, some, especially Jake, they have certain strength, but if they are on, like, even Mike Tyson, if he has the steroids, that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. And that's how Esau pushes these things out and builds a certain level that you think you can reach, but you can't until you get inside it. Then you know about it. And then people start talking, and then you have these people that, go back and forth in baseball, and American football, you name it, man. But go on. So the Most High speaks to his prophets, and that's how everything gets exposed, man. And I was on the way here, we were already talking about, like, yeah, man, the Most High is really taking all the ornaments that Esau put up for you to be fooled by, all the glitters and gold and all the things that he used through the media to build up his celebrities. It's being broken down, man, by insiders of the industry, by insiders of the government. And there's a lot of distractions, like, Top J, like that motherfucker. Oh, my bad. Like that dude, all types of symbols. Oh, it's not of the Illuminati. It's because, we have the war room and Daffy Duck going at it again. And you had people going out in, Bulgaria, if I'm correct. I posted it in the chat. Going out on the streets for this dude, man. Just because their pathetic self, feels connected to some dude. Oh, finally, look, we have a hero. A real man. The real men of the Lord are out on the highways and hedges for over 35 years, man. No one is going out on the street. Because you know why? It's just like gold, man. There's a lot of earth, a lot of clay, a lot of, can you get that in 2 Corinthians 8? This thing is not for a lot of people. And that shows you that. Because a moron that popped up, he had some points, but the points were already made long ago, man, by the apostles and elders and their elders, man. That's Jake common knowledge, man. If you have like a grandfather or an uncle, he's schooling you about the same shit way back. How these females roll, because it's experience that they have gathered throughout the years that they push down upon you, that they put on your plate. So it's knowledge that is being passed, man. And the scriptures talk about these females. We have whole chapters dedicated to these filthy beasts, man. What they do and how you can recognize that, man. The shameful woman will be what? Counted as spittle, man. Counted as a dog, man. A bitch. So a female dog is a bitch. She opened her legs, her quiver, the place where you put the arrows. She opened up a quiver for every arrow. What's that sounding like? If you can put sticks in a certain in an opening, what does that represent? You putting your rod in someone's, you know what? That's what is being. Oh, be body positivity. Oh, you can be all types of shapes. You can be a slut. Everyone is in yoga pants. This world needs. This is done, man. But yeah, can you read that?
God, this is the book of 2nd Esther, chapter 8 and 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
So you see, this world is made for many. There's a lot of people that are walking here, to and fro. A lot of scumbags, like Hannibal used to say, scumbags, with the 18. A lot of dirty, grimy, 2/3 grimy ass devils. People that worship Satan, worship Baphomet, the goat of Mendes, part female, part male. Why would you want to? What is that? That's confusion, man. Why would you want to serve that? What is? Why is that appealing to you to begin with? Ask yourself that. But a lot of people, they get into that in that celebrity circle, and then you're being confronted with that BS. And a lot of these Edomites, I even saw a picture because I was looking at a video of how people used to look. The majority of the people back in the days, they looked older. When they were 16, they looked freaking 30 years old or something, man. And yeah, of course, you have certain points, but it's a lot of times that these people look older because we were going into the age and all that. And now Esau's bringing these minor attractive persons, these pedophiles. They're protecting them. They have all types of rules now that these people, especially in New Zealand, that 12 years old is now basically, if they don't find any proof that the child didn't want it, then basically it's allowed. And now Lucinda something, that demon, she resigned, and someone else, some other demon's gonna just take her place. But that shows you that the world, is going towards that. Why? Because a lot of these things are connected to to the rainbow. I don't even want to call them that. They're just sodomites, man.
Skittles.
Yeah, man. To that, man. That GMO, that nastiness, man. It's bad for your health. The Skittle congregation. A lot of that is all tied into the agenda of depopulating the earth. 2 sticks. Even in electricity, you have a female and you have a male. That goes together. If you have 2 males, what the hell can you do? It's 2 and 2, man. You have 2, you come in pairs and you can't multiply. This world is totally backwards, man. So now they're pushing that agenda and they give people certain perks. Oh, you can get a job here, you can get attention there, you can get this here, you can get blah, 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 blah. You can be whatever you want to be. That leads to a world and society's basically detriment. It's destruction. It's all going downhill. And it's playing right in the hand of the World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab. And that guy was being chased by some so-called journalists from China or from Japan. I know, who are you? Yeah, and he was in the independent media. And he was, okay, boom, and he was split. Thank you, bodyguards and all that. Why would you a king, man? Why, so-called? Why you need bodyguards, and why are you not talking to the people? Because you have a lot to hide, man. You only want to talk to controlled media. The media you control. But you want to say something?
Yeah, and it was driving fossil fuel cars.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, all these bodyguards, you was hearing the motors.
Yeah, man.
Vroom. But he's
S8
in
and
the
all that.
S8 and all that, And also, they're pushing a law in Holland that it's going to be forbidden to speak about these cattle peoples, man. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, they put it on the news that it is forbidden. That they put it also together with racism, discrimination, where,
Like
you know,
always,
like
like
always,
usual.
you know, and that
As
it is
usual.
now going to be forbidden. You know that you cannot speak anymore about them. So if you say something about them, you cannot get fined or something going to happen. You know.
Yeah, and there was another thing. There's a lot of stuff happening, man. Esau's really pushing down upon the people. Also with the cats and dogs with the flat noses. You know, if
Yeah.
you post, because this is funny. This, hey, the spirit is, hey, hey, man, powerful, man. Because last, like, week, I was seeing a lot of these British short hair and a lot of these clips that, and you have these British folds, and you see a lot of people. Even my neighbor has a French bulldog now. Those type of felines and canines or whatever, or dogs, because canines also we're also another group, certain group. But point is, if you have a dog with a flat nose like these pugs and all that, and you post them and all that, Esau puts is going to put a fine on you then, man. Because it's linked to animal cruelty, and they want to go against the breeding of certain species, and which brother been saying for years. That's why when I saw the article, I was like, hey, I'll check this out, man. And it was like, yeah, man, finally, man, Esau's being punched in the gut, the alcohol and all that. What was the article you posted something
from
about the alcohol?
Canada, they said the advice is now to drink no alcohol, basically. Zero glasses of alcohol during the week, you know.
Yeah,
to
and
be
it,
healthy, and they want to put it in the law or something.
it was from 15,
Yeah.
and now they put it to 0.
Zero, yeah.
Hey, they freaking with the people, man.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go,
also,
go.
also about the article concerning the pets, and that's when I was reading it. You know, I put it in the group chat, and when I was reading it, I was like, that's why these chihuahuas always barking, because they said because they have a small skull, they have always a headache. You know,
Yeah.
that's why the animals always so itchy and you know,
Uptight.
all the time.
Uptight,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, hey, man, leave me alone, man. Hey, man, just don't walk near me, man. Yeah, man. So these people are being confronted with, you know, their animals being taken away, the liquor, the Mirth is being taken away. You know, the stores are closing down, the jobs are getting more scarce. Their world is shutting down. So now they are more than happy to talk about it. Now the government, oh, the government is evil. Blah, 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 blah. Why? Because you are being confronted with, you know, and the funny thing is, the bills went up, but the most high, I got money back, man, from the electricity. I got almost like, I don't want to jinx myself, you know, but I got a good amount of money back, man. And that's a beautiful thing. The Most High hooking us up, you know, being self-employed and, you know, getting jobs left, right, brothers being hooked up, we take care of each other, you know. During the C-19, we were chilling, man. The world was spiraling out of control. Even the elder Yashawama was posting something, and the female was at the airport getting a fire, going behind the door, getting the fire extinguisher. The damn terminal all white in snow, man. People are bugging out. Just a female is like 43, 45, something like that. People are bugging the hell out, man, and they don't have anywhere to go because the world is going down. They don't. Yeah, well, then they grab drugs. Then they grab, more drinks. But now the drinks are being taken away. The drugs are so chemical that if you take a sniff or whatever, or a puff, these children, they're junkies or they end up in a coma. Or even with the flakka was an article like last week about flakka too, man. You know?
Yeah, in the south of Holland, they use the flakka.
So there you have it. Wonderful, ain't it? Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Gone. Then we go back, man.
Yeah, I also posted an article about a female. She is now 18 years old and she was 2 years on GHB.
Yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another thing, man. And if you check out what these people are going through, it's because it's related to stress. It's related to the things that they're going through, and they ain't got the answers. Way they really ain't got the answers. We got the answers through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. We know that we need to serve the Lord, because without the Heavenly Father, you have nothing, man. And these people, they stressing the hell out. So, yeah, read that.
Start from the top again.
Yeah, yeah.
This book of 2nd Esther, chapter 8 and 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
So this world is made for many. All the things that you're seeing that we went through, the whole summation, all those the BS that is happening, is because this world is for many. If it was for Yeshua, even Yahweh Shai said it, man. If this world, if this world was my kingdom, my servants would fight. That's why you don't see us out there in the government. Whoa, I want the piece of my this, that, and the third. I want $1 more. I want 50 cents more or 5 cents more. These bus drivers were striking 2 days last week, man. Yesterday and the day before yesterday. You know? And it's funny. They going down, we going up. But I keep my mouth shut, man. If I'm at the job site, man, I don't say what's going on. I just let him laugh. And sometimes I need to pull the sword out, like or like a small edge of the blade, to let him know, like, hey, if you open your mouth again, then you think about the cut that you have in your face, from my last smart remark, because I rebutted it real quick, you know. Nah, man, this is like some Steven Seagal type of stuff, man. From what was that that movie? We was breaking all types of bones, man. Death something.
Oh yeah, the movie was yesterday.
Mark
What's
for
on
death.
Mark for
Mark
death.
for death.
With the screw face.
Yeah, man. Hey, that man was scary, man. Back when I was young, shit. Hey, man. Always breaking all the odds. Hey, if Esau comes with the remark, I just, come with some. In the beginning, you do just like, some move, you bend it back to him, then you be like, oh, you can laugh about this joke, eh? Sometimes I let him slide, like I said, multiple times, but hey, you need to be wise as serpents, harmless as dogs. Sometimes you need to let him know, like, hey, certain things you can't say, and certain things, this you need to set a boundary, or else Esau gonna walk all over you, man. And don't forget, you're a man. And a lot of times Jake gonna go to a job and think like, oh, we Jake, and it's a certain spirit that, we of course we always want to do our best, but don't let people walk over you, man. That's a difference between setting, putting down basically the boundary, and because a lot of people think like, oh, I'm being basically a nuisance or something. No, man. Everyone has his rights. Why can people talk shit about your skin color or whatever? And when it's the other way around, you talk about certain things that or cancer. Well, you can't say cancer, but you can't discriminate my whole family, basically. That's the hypocritical devil in it, man. But yeah, so this world is for many, and that's why it's a big mess. Okay?
But the world to come for few.
But the world to come is for very few, for the elect of Yasha'Allah. And there's space for y'all too, for y'all heathens. But you're going to have to be working as slaves. And some of you have the pleasure of being concubines of the elect. And you're going to love it, because now the spirit of the Most High is already on these females. The Most High is making these females ready, man. You see that? And when the female is going away from her man, that means the nation is falling. Because females tend to seek power, security, of course also money. But now they see it's going to, hey, Isaiah 4:1, the spiritual bank account is the only bank account that is valid, that is, especially in that day. What are you going to do with money when the whole system is crashed down? People are bugging the hell out. They see people that are stable. They see the spirit of the Lord on them. Then they're gonna be humble. Then it's not, can I pay my, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobile? All that shit. See, I'm even brainwashed by that fucking song, man. Yeah, man. Damn, that's the power of the media. Then they're gonna be like, I'm gonna do my own thing. Let me just be, let me be called by your name, Lord. Sarah called Abram Lord. That spirit is coming back, man. It's not gonna be like that yappity yap spirit. Yeah, I'm a 10 while you a freaking tree. I'm not, or 2.
Yeah, they always say that.
I'm a 10. I'm a 10 plus. Alright, for real? So people pulling up. So 10 plus people pulling up to you. Windows shut down.
No more simping. Because the Sims is also making it difficult, because I was looking at the program that booby streamers. A girl's getting 20,000 only for, like our brother sit in the camp, only for cosplay, sitting behind the computer.
Yeah, man.
And you have the Sims paying her, that she made 20,000 in a freaking week or in a month, man.
Yeah,
What the hell?
some even make more because
Yeah.
they see that they attract a big following, that they have a big following, they attract many people. So they're going to sponsor her and they say, yeah, this project is brought to you by blah, 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 blah. My friends over at blah, 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 blah. And that's another cha-ching. And then she gets commission. So that's how it works, man.
Yeah, on OnlyFans.
And Cash App
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Fans only
Fans
now,
only,
or
yeah,
OnlyFans,
yeah.
OnlyFans,
Yeah,
yeah.
OnlyFans.
Whatever. I even saw it today with the knuckle something fighting, and you see OnlyFans in the back of the normally you have like all these brands,
Mm-hmm.
drinks and all that. You saw OnlyFans on it, man. I saw it this morning,
Crazy.
and even one in the comments was like, "What is OnlyFans doing there?" That's how you see that. I didn't read it for nothing, but yeah.
I will tell the assimilate Esdras.
Salahia, and OnlyFans is a platform where these females can be prostitutes because they can sell their used underwear and whatever, sell pictures for that they don't show on Instagram. Then they link, some link tree to their website on OnlyFans, and then you can pay and donate. But now Esau put a stop to that. He's taxing them too. If I'm correct, that's already now in effect. Because a lot of these females, they were pulling up in Porsches and all types of expensive and exotic cars, man. AMGs, you name it. Expensive bags and all that. Yeah, what do you do? Yeah, I'm a model. Oh yeah, I have an OnlyFans. Now they're just proud. I have an OnlyFans. Making some pictures of the titties and opening up that stank box and making some pictures. People can throw sticks in it or whatever. Do you want me to put some something inside there? Then you can go to that link and pay me such and such and such. And then for certain, then you can buy all types of shit over there, man. And even people, what the thing is, people in the truth, they also selling things, man. But not there, but breakdowns and merchandise and all that, man. That's some BS, man. That's the spirit of the world. If you have a separate thing, not linked to being a dog, being a whore or a man whore, so a dog, being how you say that, a gigolo, or being someone that makes merchandise of the truth, because Yahushua flipped over the tables, made a switch, beat people out of the temple. Why? Because they made the place of the temple a place of merchandise. And that's wickedness, man. You can have your niche. You have people that find something, flip it. That's business. You need to make your money. That's work. But to connect it to something that is wicked, to something that is, if I sell drugs, if they can better buy it from me because, in the spirit I can, that's some bullshit, man. Same thing with people that are dope. Yeah, hey, you can better buy it from me because I have a conscience, so-called. Man, hell out of here, man. You're just as big of a witch as these other people because the same, is hitting them. The same things are hitting them. The same effect is being created. But now by your hands, so you have blood in your hands too. Not because you think like, oh yeah, I'm a criminal, but I help a granny across the street, so that wipes my 13 OD junkies all off my sheet. That's how they. That's the logic that they use. That's nonsense, man. The Most High's checking you out and seeing what you're doing. So yeah,
I will tell the similitude Esdras, as when thou hast the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold whereof earthen vessels are made.
yeah. Similitude is basically like a comparison, so like an allegory. You know, like the Lord also spoke in in parables. He made certain things clear for certain people. And how did he speak? By using like we say like, oh, you see the movie um like Upgrade. It has the CHIP in it, and it shows you what can happen with it. Or the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake. Yeah, I said Justin Timberlake. It's a good movie. Watch that movie In Time. You will see how they use. Basically, it's like you see the credits in his arm. It's like the sea head, man. And the rich people live in a gated community. You can't go get in there. You need to sneak your way in, just like Elysium with Matt Damon. My bad, Matt Damon. You know, with that dude. You know that the devils lived up there because he was representing the northern tribes. And Esau was living up in the sky, had all types of healing machines and all that. You know, you see how Esau is operating, and we are using these movies, and then we break the scriptures down and give you the example of the movie, so you will see things from like a familiar perspective. Let me just say it like that. You will take a look at the movie because a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So how much more, video? So yeah, so Ezra was shown a similitude, basically in comparisons. Yeah.
As when thou hast the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold whereof earthen vessels are made.
Yeah, so if you take a look at the earth, it's a lot of mold whereof earthen vessels are made. You can take a lot of clay out the earth, right? But
little dust that gold cometh off.
But little dust that gold coming off, and gold grows, man. That's a beautiful thing. So there's a lot of clay, a lot of things that you can buy, you make your vase with, or whatever you can make with, earthen vessels or pots and all types of things. But it's a little dust where gold coming off. That makes it precious. So yeah.
Even so is the course of this present world.
Even so is the course of this present world. So it's the same thing with the people that are living in this earth today. Because there's a lot of people walking, walking around in this earth. But there's a few that the Most High likens, as being his jewels. Even, H, Klur said it, man. The small mustache guy from Germany, that ruled in Germany for a while. He even said it, man. Now people say, no, that's not true, blah, 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 because his name holds a little bit of weight in this world. And you know that Esau loves to discredit people that are speaking out, especially if they have a celebrity status, or they have a little bit of fame, or if it's infamy. They're basically renowned or in a certain way for in bad sense or in good sense. They don't want those people to speak out, because people will look at that person like, hey, this is someone that we look up to, that we idolize, or that had a great basically hand in a certain movement, or in history, or so they are more likely to follow after them, and hanging upon his lips. The scriptures speak about it. Can you get that in Sirach 13 and 23, and also 10 and 32. But there's a little bit more, right? Yeah. So people love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verse 3. 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
There be many created, but few shall be saved. So just like gold is like a little bit, in comparisons with the like clay, things whereof earthen vessels are made, like pots and all types of plates and you name it. Same thing with the gold. The Most High's coming back for His elect. He's not coming back for the whole world. He's the Lord Yahushua is coming back for His elect. That's it. And the elect consists of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. It's only of Yasharallah. The rest don't count. The rest don't count, man. Can you get 2nd Ezra 9 and 22? Read the Surah. 13 and
13?
20. Yeah, 13 and 23. Yeah, and 10 and 22.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 33.
23.
23, Sirach. And it reads, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Everybody like, oh, you want to talk? Like, be quiet. He's talking now. But when they come to the camp, people are barging in like, hey, what are you? Straight to the camera. No, this show no respect, man. Most of the time, they see a bunch of niggas in their eyes. With oh, what do you have? Oh, how does it look at them? People were laughing. Hey, with us, man, Yahara Tazar, I'm going to stay in the spirit of, let them laugh, man. Laugh now, you're going to cry later, man, and die later. Thus said the Bible. Before people be like, oh, it's such violent. Have you seen? Well, yet you are raping or, taking babies and doing all types of things with them, and children and doing all types of things with them. Shoving things in there behind and all that, sacrificing them, doing all types of crazy stuff.
Chopping off limbs.
Yeah. Doing all types of craziness, man, with animals, all that. But we the ones that are savages, or we're the ones that are aggressive and not, not playing with a full deck. If we're not playing with a full deck, hey, okay, in this world, the scriptures does say, like, hey, we will be fools for Yahushua's sake. We will be like a spectacle. So we are fitting into the prophecy of what the Lord calls His prophets, man. So, hey, we happy. That's why the Lord said, if you hear these things, you need to be jumping for joy, man. You're just thinking. So when we see these people passing by, and I was like, this goose looking, I'm like, look, first and foremost, you were good. You're a good Google. I should be done there. You're a retard. If you look up Mongoloid, you will see the resemblance, the flat nose, the eyesight, the problems with the eyesight, the shape of their skull. That's what they are. If you Google Down syndrome and Chinese, do a split screen, man. Speaking about split, the eye is the same as these Down syndrome people, man.
Yep, that's right.
And yeah, we have Jakes among them. Yeah, of course. But don't bring it to us like, hey, man, such and such, and looking down upon Jake. We the most dope people on the planet, man. And that's why the Most High took it away, because or else we would be in this spirit, be like, hey, man, you a bunch of idiots. The hell out of here, man. Do you know who we are? We are Sha'ala, man. Y'all are nothing. And the scriptures speak about that they have been ever reputed as nothing. Ezra repeated it twice in like 3 verses. These heathens that have ever been reputed as nothing began to be lords over us. How long shall this endure? These morons over us, man. Look at them. Just like Esau, look at these people. And back in the days, the typical devil. Look at them. We got them. It's just the city of beauty. It's just Jerusalem. It's just the monument of the Lord.
Look at these people. They are living in ghettos. Look, they're with guns and drugs and alcohol. They are whores, degenerates.
Well, who put all the guns, drugs? Who's the one that is trafficking? Ezekiel 28. Who's the one that makes all that money? Who's the one that has military weaponry in his possession? Who's the one that takes crates and puts it in ghettos full of military weaponry? You know? While a while ago, T.I., was arrested for having a whole arsenal of weapons that looked to me like he started a damn civil war somewhere. And miraculously, he was out. Because you know why? He started talking, doing certain dances again. Good boy. Now you're back out on the streets. That's what it is. So read. Yeah, another one.
Yeah, I was looking like it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. If you
Yeah.
want to look.
When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he said.
Oh, did you see him? Did you see his suit? Oh, wait. I want to listen to him, yeah?
Go on.
They extol it to the clouds.
Oh, wow, did you hear what he said? It's wise.
Even with worldly figures like these influencers, Esau's not pulling up to these influencers for nothing because they have a lot of. They don't really break down the scriptures. As we have this moron again. This is a funny guy, man. This is a funny guy, man. Oh man, these people, man, they are the kings of the earth. That's his people.
Yep.
My goodness. We really fell, we sunk down low, man. The Most High, man, he put us down low. But we deserve this, man. To be surrounded with these morons. To be reminded of how low we've sunken. Or we've sunk, or whatever you want to say in this devil's language. But hey, yeah?
But if a poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
Look at him with his dress on.
Well, how does he know the Bible? How does he know what is what? Do you have any credentials? Did you went to any renowned university? My family has been going to the same university for years.
Yeah, and they've been in debt for years too. And that's another thing. And of course, these devils, if they have money, they have money. But a lot of people that want to get into these renowned colleges, Harvard, Oxford, Yale, all types of the Cambridge, all these universities. And I was talking to a colleague of mine, Moroccan. Oh yeah, Jake. What they did to Libya. There, you get paid a lot of money, like 25 or 50,000 if you get a house or get married. The school system was free. Certain things were all free. And he wanted, Gaddafi wanted to put up his own satellites to be, independent. But the West was like, hell no, we want to listen to you. You can't be off the grid. We don't allow it. But yet people go out there and say like, the Arabians are the Edomites, basically. They are holding the swords. Are you out of your mind, man? These devils, what language do we need to speak? What is the universal business language? Arabian or Arabic, or is it Chinese? Is it Swahili? Or is it English? You're right, it was English. So, and if you were wrong, then you didn't pay attention, man. You didn't pay attention to who's ruling. The petrodollar and all that. Now things are going south. But who was thriving, man? Who was the one that was saying all types of things? Yeah, man. Who was the one that is, huh? Who was the one that is, wasn't he?
He was dancing.
Yeah, but over there.
Yeah. Then he was looking at us like, you see me?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he has it. He had his few seconds of attention. Yeah. But Esau's the one that is ruling, and it's the so-called white man. He's red. Other one. He's red. Joshua, ways to the ways he. He's the one that lacks pigment. He goes in the sun. He owns all these beautiful places, but he can't be out in the sun for I don't know how long. Some can even last 5 minutes in the burning sun. Because they be red as a lobster. Hurting. Ow, don't touch me there. Ow. What's wrong with you? I have sunburn. Oh, I thought you was the top of the top when it comes to beauty, when it comes to being strong, when it comes to being, wise, when it comes to being, having great genetics. But you can't stand, you the top, right? You the chosen. But the Most High made the chosen not to be able to stand in the sun which he created. Isn't that really a curse? If you can't go out in the sun is making us stronger, man. Especially in the summer. That's top season, man. Your skin glows, everything is, the right size and shape, whatever. Your skin is dope. You go to the gym, you're looking better than in the winter, man.
What are you guys using? Are you using steroids? Because I've been using it, but I can't seem to grow.
Nah, man, just work out, do this, that, and the third, man.
How is it possible that?
But yeah. This is sun, you're the greatest, but the sun hates you. That's amazing. That's amazing to me, man. You're the greatest. But when you put on sunscreen, check out Nivea, and then sunblock, and then they put it in the infrared camera on, or the infrared camera and the Nivea, and then you see that they put sunblock on, and what happens? They become dark. So they are mimicking what we have by nature, what we are blessed with by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, from the jump, from the beginning. The scriptures talk about Miriam, don't let it be as one dead when she turned white. Like one that just jumped out of the, popped out of the womb. Because children, even with Jakes, a lot of Jake children, when they first born, their color is not that vibrant yet. It's not ruddy yet. Ruddy means that you have a healthy complexion. It's not red. A ruddy cow is brown. Come on, man. Esau, stop it, man.
Stop it, please, stop.
Unbelievable.
No, King David had red hair. He was white. When he went out in the sun, he was sunburned.
Get the fuck out of here, man. He had a healthy, he was a handsome man, healthy complexion, ruddy. Unbelievable.
Can I say something?
Sure.
And the newest doctrine, you hear that some of the elders posted it too, that they say now that they already have the blessing, that's why they possess everything, all the banks, everything on the world. The small heads, the Edomites, the small heads, he was talking about a Christian, he was talking about the small heads, like, yeah, we are the seed of Jacob because we have everything already. He said that the prophecy is already fulfilled, that's why they possess all the banks and they possess everything.
That's why they have peace, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's why they have peace.
Exactly.
Can you get that real quick in yeah, 28 and 25. That's funny, but read that.
But if a poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Well, did you hear what they say? You see,
You might, like the scripture says, slip of the tongue, not of the heart. So you might make a slip up in your speech.
oh, you see, you made a mistake.
No, what I meant to say is, you might have in your mind the blue, but you see something red, and then your brain is being tricked. Yeah, the red,
And then you be like, see, he was wrong.
he made a mistake. So all of the things that he said, shoved off of the table in the bin. But when Esau is speaking, then he be like, oh no, that can't happen. I knew he was really meaning something else.
You know, did you hear what he said? You need to take a look at the whole thing that he said, the whole context.
These people are against us, man. Why? Because they speak the truth. And truth speaks, hey, the scriptures are very clear about that, man. Never become your enemy because I tell you the truth. Those who speak the truth are the enemies of the ones that are ruling right now. That's why they shut down our channels and they uplift these morons that pop up out of nowhere and start to speak about how to become a real man and how to be successful, how to be this, that. Let's just say this: the ship is sinking, and then the one that is basically has the key to get off of the ship. Everyone that is connected to that person or that the person wants to connect. Let me just say it like this: the one that has the good news, oh, you can get off the ship if you go to the south, or whatever, this side of the ship, then you can get off. They will isolate that message and put another moron. If they want people dead, they be like, hey, stay on the ship. And that's what Esau's doing with the internet. He lets the stupid shit, the nonsense out there on the internet, or he switches the narrative to, and blending it with the truth a little bit, but a lot of nonsense, so that people will become confused. It's like mixing certain alcohol. Now you're all over the place. Stick to one. So Esau doesn't want you to receive this truth, man, because that will set you free, like Yahweh Shai said, man. Hey, so read.
Verse 24. Riches are good unto him that had no sin.
No, Sirach 10 and 23.
This is Sirach 10, verse 23. It is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding.
Yeah, it's not meet, it's not fitting to despise the poor man that has understanding. Because why the scriptures talk about in Revelation 3 and 9, can you get that real quick? The Revelation 3 and 9? That the poor, blessed are the poor for what? Because they're rich in spirit, man. And the Most High, you can go to it, y'all just touch up, if you can go to Sirach 3 after this. But read on. Read from the top again.
It is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man.
Yeah, so it's not meet, it's not fitting, it's not proper, basically. It's not a good thing to despise a poor man. Oh, look at him. Huh. You in the spirit of the people that say, hey, the one with the gay clothing, because the scriptures speak about the gay clothing, in the book of James, and gay splendid clothing. Basically, you have expensive clothing on, expensive suit, you have the suit and tie going on, and that type of voice. Then you'd be like, oh yeah, that's the one we need to listen to. Or the one that come in matching garments and all that, because people fall for that, man. And that's what Esau's using against the people, man, especially in the medical field. If they have that white, jacket on, the stethoscope in the ear, you're being projected with all types of pictures since a child. Oh, that's a doctor, that's this, that's something. He's wise. The doctors are just a chemist, man, or not even really chemists. They're just puppets of Esau's educational system, being forced with all types of misinformation. Of course, there has to be a little bit of information in there that is on point, so that they can recognize a flu or whatever it is, and then they can prescribe you medication to get your system messed up, so you will be stuck in the vicious cycle of the pharmaceutical industry. Radiotherapy. You have Dr. Brzezinski. that was already curing cancer. Of course, you have Dr. Sebi, you know, or Dr. Sebi, I'm gonna say. You know, you have Dr. Sebi also, you know, that cured cancer. But that's not something that's abnormal. That's normal. The herbs are there for your benefit, man.
That's right.
The Most High been telling us from the beginning, eat from the earth. No, Esau wants you to eat from the lab. Of course you're gonna get cancer. It's a chemical. Your kidney, your liver is being beat up by all these chemicals, man. What do we need to do with this? Your liver be like, what's going on? Your body be like, oh, this needs to be pushed out to some place. Boom, you get tumors and all that. And then Esau come, oh, you need to be on the radiotherapy for 6 months or whatever. Basically, it's just like a phone contract, man. You sign with them for like 6 months or whatever, then you have to go in some, almost a perpetual loop of, being radiated. Come on, man. People's hair fall out. Your immune system is all down. The things that your immune system is there for a reason, man, to help your body out, to fight foreign, basically intruders of the body. And because we are from the dust, what do we need to eat? We from the earth. We need to eat from the earth. But Esau wants you to eat from, things that are genetically modified, fake, or just taken from nature. And that's funny because in the beginning, they used herbs, but that was not profitable. People were being cured. That's not profitable. We need to find something else. We can't patent this. We can't make money on this. The same thing with the gasoline. People who make cars running on water, they end up dead. Strong batteries that can go 4,500 miles with a single charge won't get funded. Lonnie Johnson. And if you make it, there's 2 people or 4 people that were murdered that had like cars on 2 on water and 1 on something else, which was way better for nature. A car can be made from hemp. You can't crush that thing with the sledgehammer. Esau doesn't want that. It's all on YouTube, man. Jake from West Africa made a car from hemp, and it looks like a normal car. It's not like people get a crazy image in their mind like a car made of I don't know what, like back in the days of wood and all that. No, man, it looks like a metal car. The hammer on it, boom, it just bounces off of it, no scratch, nothing. But Esau doesn't want that because he wants you to buy the new Mercedes, which is even weaker than the previous one. The same thing with bicycles, the same thing with toys, the same thing with all these things. And the more chemicals it contains, the better. Because if you step into a certain thing, or your child puts a toy in the mouth, because back in the days you had people that like, I only want wooden toys. Because certain chemicals are not on there or whatever. I look at the packaging of, the things that Esau uses, the paint and all that, because paint also contains or contained, certain chemicals that are detrimental to your health. But you're being looked upon like, oh, you're crazy, this, that, and the third. Of course, now it's all Yahweh Tazah. You take up serpents and all that, you will not die, But it shows that the world is a wicked place, man. It shows that you need to watch everything that you're doing. Because Esau's getting you, from 360, man. Clothing, the air you breathe with the chemicals, your medication, falsely so-called, because real medicine needs to heal you. All these things, man. He's getting you through your food. He puts GMOs in candy, and he puts, even I was watching a clip, some Jake female said, like, these gummy candies and all that is BS, man. Why do you need to just eat the damn the herb, man? And not these gummies, because your liver will have a hard time processing these GMOs, or they can't, or you get sick. Even the elder apostle around was going into that as well a long time ago, man. That's how you get cancer, by all these things combined, man. And your mind is being polluted too, man. So he's also attacking your spirit, your mental state, you know, and your physical body, man. And you telling me that we need to save this dude. But what did you want to say?
Yeah, man. I need to post this in the group chat. Home remedies. FDA declared home remedies now drugs. Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, so
Yeah, this crazy, man. So now, if you got the herbs, like we have the herbs, they be like, oh, you want to cure yourself? We made it drugs. Now it is drugs. It's just on the list of drugs. So, hey, man, Esau, he tried to destroy everybody, man.
Yeah, man.
That is his plan, man. And you need to take his things, his medicine, and all these things. What the brother is saying, man. So it's crazy.
You will own nothing and be happy. So Esau is taking all the things away, like with the alcohol and all that, you know, making you depending upon the state so he can ration you, like in the Second World War, you know, the Second World War, as the Bible says, the second woe, and the third woe coming quickly. So the third one is coming quickly after the second. And he wants you to be depending fully upon this government so that he can control you. That's why they want to, now cats need to be sea-hip, you know, because why? Esau is easing these things in. He's slowly preparing you. It's like the frog in the boiling or in the pot. If you put the fire on blast, full blast, the water's gonna be, the pot is gonna be hot. The frog will leap out. But if you see them slowly, you will be like, hey, this is a nice temperature. You will relax, and then he will die. That's what Esau's doing with. Oh, now you have to, chip your cats and whatever. You know, I don't believe the hell out here, man. Esau's weird, man. Why do we have the conversation? Like, hey, does your dog has his balls? That's weird. That's not weird. The Most High gave that dog his testicles. What the hell? He needs to, be able to bust a nut and to have a certain level of, yeah, man. That's what makes him a male. Now you want to snip his, business off just because you say like, yeah, or else he's going to be too, it's going to be humpy. No. He needs to grow up just like you grew up, beating your whatever. You need to control yourself, and then, when it's time, you can jump on someone that, that's how it works. But for an animal, they want to snip everything off. That's some bullshit, man. Why would the Most High give you that? Your testicles. Yeah, with your foreskin, yeah, that's a covenant. That's a totally different thing. The Most High didn't say, like, you need to cut your nuts off, because if your nuts is cut off, you have a big problem. You will not enter into the congregation of the Lord, man, if you're wounded in the stones. So don't bring that BS up. But read on. So the temperature is weird, man. My thumb is like, whew. Yeah, man. It didn't even feel like it was cold or whatever, but Amsterdam, this demonic city, man. Fuck this city, man. My bad for the people that are watching and that love Amsterdam, man. The hell with this place, man. Yes, certain parts that are okay, but the vibration here and the thing, this is a demonic city. The city where we come from is also hella demonic.
Yeah, man.
Hella demonic.
The first smart city.
Damn.
Testing ground.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, read.
Verse 24. Great men and judges and potentates shall be honored, yet is there none of them greater than he had feared the Lord.
Yeah, so if you are, a ruler of a certain part of the city, you're not greater than one that feared the Lord, man. If you're a potentate or, the man that fears the Lord is likened above all of those, man. Can you go to Sirach 3 and 17 around there? Yeah, 19 and 19 and 20.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 19. Many are in high places. Many are in high place and of renown.
Yeah, just like, you know, if you're a great ruler or whatever in this city, or you can be a famous person in the boxing world, or a baseball player, or, you know, some big shot in this world. Yeah, renown.
But mysteries are revealed unto the meek.
Yeah, man, you don't see LeBron James on the corner telling brother, hey, do you know you're Israelite? Hey, brother, you know, give me a second answers. No, man. He's being, you know, like a pet monkey, guided by some Amalekite, some Ish, some small hat that claim that they are the true people. It's funny. They're the best in everything, but they don't excel in nothing but being, you know, these psychopaths, these murderers, man. Because they have a certain gene. They did tests, and these Ish people have a certain gene that makes them more susceptible to being psychotic. And of course, they are the wicked. They are the top of the wicked. They are Esau and the chief tribe. So the Most High made him. He gave him a certain spirit, man, to fulfill the law of the wicked. So if you take Amalek, these people are in all types of bloody mess. Murderous, man. And hypocritical as shit. They want to talk about all types of things. Oh, look how violent. Who was bringing out the violent movies and music? You, man. And paying people like they're kings. But then complain, oh, that is not entering into our house, or this is preposterous. When you're being caught out there, and you have all these rings. If you take a look at the, you know, the dude Steen, that so-called, you know, suicided himself. What about that guy? What about the list? Where the list at, man? Where the list at, Esau? Where it at, man? Where the people at? Oh, we seen a bunch of names on the